There's a difference between going to war and fighting a battle. Last night with the Dallas Wings and the Phoenix Mercury, we saw a battle. Let me tell you more about that. My name is Barbara. Welcome to Around the WNBA. Why do I call last night's game a battle? Why would I bring up that sort of terminology? Because that's what it was. It was a battle. Now, come on. A lot of us, most of us, like when there's competition. We like when the players in the basketball team are competitive. They're competing. They know it's a battle. We even like a tug of war. When it's who's going to win? And that is what we saw in last night's game. It was a battle. Those two teams came out to play. Those two teams came out to defeat each other in the battle, with the goal being winning the war, which means championship. That is what they did. And it's such a wonderful and refreshing thing to have two teams come on the court ready for battle. Not in preparation for it, not hoping they're going to be okay about it, but they're coming to battle. That is what we saw in last night's game. The Wings came to battle. Mercury came to battle. And that's why it made good TV. It made for a good game, regardless of the score. We want to see the battle. We want to see how they go about it. We want to see what they do to overcome. Now let's check out some of the scores. Looking at the quarters first. The first quarter, Dallas 20, Phoenix 21. Very close. Second quarter, Dallas 16, Phoenix 21. Third quarter, now here we go. Dallas 21, Phoenix 25. So right here we see that the Phoenix is setting the pace. Phoenix is winning the battle. Phoenix is establishing their dominance. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. See the increase? And then the fourth quarter. 23 Dallas. Phoenix had 26. Now right here, teams, they were down to the wire. They were down to, well, we got to win this. So they both rallied. But the Mercury rallied more. You see, when it comes down to the battle, it's about who's going to rally, who's going to keep consistently going at it from start to finish. There's no lull in winning the battle. If it is, it better be strategic. And what I saw when I watched the game was a consistent battle by the Mercury to get on top, to win the battle, having their eyes focused on winning the war, which is getting to the playoffs and then the championship. Now, if we look at some of the scores on the scores on the team, for Dallas, we have Hines Allen, 3 points. Louisa had 10 points. Arike had 10 points. Dejanay had 11 points. Paige had 35 points. Paige had 35 points. Let's talk about this for a second. Okay? Paige had just come back from having a protocol regarding her concussion was out on protocol for that. And then after she got really, all set with that, she got sick. And so she couldn't come and play the last game. All right. But when she came into that court, she meant business. It was no business as usual. It's new business. It's a new battle. And she was ready. Because, see, how they get ready is not about, they practice with their teammates and what have you. That's got to happen, right? But it's also what you do off the court. It's how you treat yourself, how you treat your body, how you do the extra practice. Because everything you do on the court, off the court, contributes to if you win in the game. So what I see in Paige is that she, on and off the court, was preparing to come back. And come back with some force. 35 points. We saw it. We saw her. We saw you. We saw you, Paige. She showed up and showed out. And basically, they didn't have an answer for Paige. Phoenix didn't have an answer for Paige.
Yes.
She got 35 points. They didn't have an answer for Paige. Not only did she get 35 points. Let's see here.
Right now, that's keeping the wings.
She, in terms of field goals, 13 out of 19. She had 5 of 7 3-pointers. She did 4 out of 5 free throws. 4 assists. 6 rebounds. So Paige was working last night on that court. And all that she did, all that we saw on the court, was about what she did off the court. And on her own free time. Because, see, when you are practicing, training, or whatever you're doing, in most things, the more you do it, the more you get better at it, and the more muscle memory you have. Right? Make sense? Okay, so most of their points came from the starters. The bench, Smith 4, Seacrest 3, and Quinterly had 4 points. Now for the Phoenix Mercury. We had Alyssa Thomas, 11 points. Westbeld, 11 points. Sabally, 20 points. Whitcomb, 8 points. And McConney, 9 points. And so with Thomas, she had 5 out of 10 field goals and 1 for 2 at the free throw line, 2 rebounds, and 10 assists. Okay? 10 assists. Sabally had 7 out of 15 field goals, 4 out of 10 3-pointers, and 2 out of 3 at the free throw. And she accomplished 9 rebounds and 2 assists. Okay? And then from the bench, we had Lexi Held, 11 points. And we had Khadija Laska, with 14 points. Musa, 7 points. And Mac, 2 points. So we can see that they came to play. They came to have basketball. They both came to battle. They both came in it to win it. And there's a major difference when that happens. On defense, on offense, transition points. Every step of the way, it's intense. And we want to watch that intensity. We want to have that intensity as viewers. Okay? We want them all into it because we're all into it. And that's what got displayed with the Dallas Wings versus the Phoenix Mercury. Phoenix on top, 93-80. So if you have enjoyed this content, I ask you to please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up because that's helpful. And tap the bell so that you can be made aware of when there's new content. And until next time, always go Fever.